So today we will begin the revision of diffraction. This once I have already taught to this. Now this is the revision of diffraction. So see here what is diffraction. So first you see this diagram. Here this is a monochromatic source of light and this is a opaque object like this. Opaque object means which do not allow the passage of light through it. Means when light fall upon it, what will happen? It will be stopped by it. It will not go in that side. And this is the screen. So see here, when light falls upon it, what will happen? Those light waves, those light rays which fall on this portion, they will be stopped by the opaque object. While those which are going touching to the edge of the opaque object, edge means किनारा, means edge का मतलब क्या है? ये जो लाइट रेज ऐसे जा रही हैं, जो लाइट रेज यहाँ पर ऐसे जा रही, जो लाइट रेज ऐसे जा रही, they will be able to reach on the screen. So if you see on the screen, this part of the screen will be a darker region. No light rays reaching here. This is called the geometrical shadow. इसको क्या कहेंगे? Geometrical shadow. But the light rays are reaching above to the A, reaching below to the B, and that portion will be illuminated. A के ऊपर और B के नीचे वाला पोर्शन illuminated होगा. But you will find an interesting change here if the size of this opaque object is of the order of wavelength. What is the order of wavelength? It is 10 to the power minus 7 meter, 10 to the power minus 6 meter. It's clear? This is the order of magnitude of wavelength of light. So if the size of the opaque object is of the order of wavelength, what will you find? You will get some light in the geometrical shadow region. हमको कुछ लाइट ज्योमेट्रिकल शैडो रीजन में भी मिलेगी. मीन्स दिस फैक्ट इज वायलेटिंग एंड this is uneven intensity distribution of the light will be obtained. Uneven intensity distribution of light will be obtained in the geometrical shadow region. It's clear? So this is violating to the rectilinear propagation of light, because the rectilinear propagation of light says that light travels in the straight line. इस पोर्शन में लाइट तभी पहुंच सकती है जब क्या है, लाइट वेव्स यहाँ पर पहुंचने के बाद क्या हो जाए, बेंड कर जाएं. लाइट वेव्स एजेज पर पहुंचने के बाद क्या हो जाएं, बेंड कर जाएं. देन ओनली लाइट रेज कैन रीच इन द ज्योमेट्रिकल शैडो रीजन. मीन्स व्हाट इज ऑब्जर्व्ड व्हेन द साइज ऑफ ओपेक ऑब्जेक्ट इज ऑफ द ऑर्डर ऑफ वेवलेंथ, देन व्हाट विल हैपन? An uneven intensity distribution of light will be obtained in the geometrical shadow region. It's clear? That is possible only when light waves get bent at the edge. मतलब जब क्या है, जो एज से जैसे पहले ऐसे जा रही थी, अब क्या है, यहाँ पर एज पर पहुँचने के बाद बेंड कर जाए. It's clear? They get bent means they are not going straight. Means opposing to the rectilinear propagation of light. So this bending of the light waves at the edges of an obstacle is called the diffraction, and this will be observed only when size of the opaque object is of the order of wavelength. It's clear? When the size of opaque object is of the order of wavelength, then what happens? Light waves get bent at the edges of the obstacle and produces an uneven intensity distribution of light in the geometrical shadow region. This phenomena is called the diffraction. Now you take another example. Here this is a slit. Slit means here you can see this is a cardboard and you cut this portion in this cardboard. You make a rectangular slit. इतना रेक्टेंगुलर पार्ट हम क्या है, कार्डबोर्ड से कट करके रिमूव कर दें. व्हाट विल हैपन? इट विल बिकम ए रेक्टेंगुलर स्लिट. इट्स क्लियर? So see here, if we make a slit on the cardboard, then what will happen? Those rays, light rays which are going in between these 2 points, those light rays which are going through the slit portion, they will be able to reach on the screen. But those rays which are falling on here or here, they will be stopped. So, what will be the geometrical shadow region? Geometrical shadow region will on the screen will be above A or below B. Here also what will you observe? That if the size of this slit, size of the slit means itni length, I said ye. If the size of the slit is of the order of wavelength, then what will happen? We will get some light in the geometrical shadow region, or we will get an uneven intensity distribution of light in the geometrical shadow region, and that is possible only when light waves get bend at the edge of the slit. Light waves get bend at the edge of the slit. For example, this is the slit, then what is the edge? Edge is this. So, instead of going straight, they get bent at the edge of the slit. This is called the diffraction, and it will be observed only when the size of opaque object or size of slit is of the order of wavelength. Now, see here, there are two classes of diffraction. One is the Fresnel class diffraction and another is the Fraunhofer class diffraction. Here this diagram is of the Fresnel class diffraction. In the Fresnel class diffraction, source of light and screen both will be at finite distance from the diffracting body. Here diffracting body is this opaque object, here the diffracting object is this slit. It's clear? So, in the Fresnel class diffraction, Fresnel source of light, this monochromatic source of light and this screen both are at finite distance from the diffracting object. Diffracting object may be the opaque object or diffracting object may be the rectangular slit. It is clear? In our course, there is the Fraunhofer diffraction. Fraunhofer diffraction. What is Fraunhofer diffraction? In the Fraunhofer diffraction, monochromatic source of light and screen both are at infinite distance from the diffracting object. Means जो diffracting object है उससे infinite distance पर at a very large distance source of light is situated as well as screen is situated. In our course, there is only Fraunhofer diffraction at the single slit. So, this is the diagram of Fraunhofer diffraction at single slit. Now, as you know that in the Fraunhofer single slit diffraction, source and screen both will be at infinite distance from the diffracting body. So, when both are at infinite distance from the diffracting body, then what will happen? The wavefront which is falling over the slit, that will be a plane wavefront, because as we know that if the source of light is situated at a very far distance from this, what will happen? The light waves will reach here, they will be parallel to each other. It's clear? And when they will be parallel, then wavefront will be plane wavefront. As we know that wavefront remains always parallel to the direction of propagation of waves. Wavefront is always perpendicular to the direction of propagation of waves. So, see here, how will you achieve this in the laboratory? So, we will use a achromatic convex lens. At the focal point of this convex lens, place a monochromatic source of light. This source S is placed at the focal point of length L1. So when the waves will diverge from here, after refraction they will become parallel, and when they will become parallel, then the incident wavefront on the slit AB, here the width of the slit we have taken at D, मतलब A से B तक की distance कितनी है, that we have assumed at D, which we call as the width of slit, width of slit. So incident wavefront is planar. Now what will happen? When diffraction will take place, then besides going parallel to the original direction, they will also diffract in the different direction. Here, other than the original direction, original direction is this, original direction is this. Other than the original direction, one direction is shown at an angle theta. It is clear? They will diffract in the number of directions, but here I have shown only one direction. It is clear? Other than the original direction. So when they will diffract, what will happen? They will also go parallel, because the incident wavefront is planar, therefore diffracted wavefront will also be planar. For this set of rays which are having single arrow, this is the diffracted wavefront. Which are having double arrow, diffracted wavefront will be this. It's clear? Means what will happen when a plane wavefront falls upon the slit whose width is of the order of wavelength of light 10 to the power minus 7 meter, whose width is of this order. What will happen? Waves will get diffracted in the different directions besides the original direction. Original direction के साथ साथ और different directions में भी diffract होंगी. Now see here, as you know that from the Huygens principle, when this wavefront reaches at AB, then every point of the slit AB will be illuminated by the same wavefront. Every point is illuminated by the same wavefront. Therefore, every point of the slit will become the source of secondary waves, and it will start emitting out the secondary waves of the same phase. आए समझे? जब ये wavefront AB, ये wavefront यहाँ पर पहुँचता है, स्लिट का हर एक पॉइंट क्या बन जाता है? सोर्स ऑफ सेकेंडरी वेव्स, and it will start emitting the secondary waves at the same time. It's clear? Means what will be the initial phase difference at the time of emission? That will be 0. When these waves reach at the point O, when they are brought to focus at point O, here this screen is placed at the focal point of L2. So when the parallel rays fall upon it, they will be brought to focus at any point on the focal plane. They will be brought to focus at any point on the focal plane. So see here, when these diffracted rays fall upon the lens, here they are emitting in the same phase. They are emitting out in the same phase and reaching here after covering equal length of path. ये यहाँ पर O पर पहुँच रही हैं आफ्टर कवरिंग इक्वल लेंथ ऑफ पाथ. सो व्हाट विल बी द पाथ डिफरेंस? पाथ डिफरेंस इज 0. जितनी लेंथ का पाथ ये ट्रेवल कर रहा है, उतनी ही लेंथ का पाथ क्या है, ये भी ट्रेवल कर रहा है. देयर विल बी नो पाथ डिफरेंस. एंड व्हेन देयर विल बी नो पाथ डिफरेंस, सो इन व्हाट वे दे विल सुपरपोज? They will superpose constructively. And when they will superpose constructively, what will happen? A brighter region will be obtained. Means यहाँ पर जो इंटेंसिटी मिलेगी लाइट की वो मैक्सिमम होगी. दिस इज कॉल्ड द सेंट्रल मैक्सिमम. सेंट्रल मैक्सिमम. इज क्लियर? Means at the center of the screen. At the center of the screen means the point which is just in front of the slit. The point which is just in front of the slit. at that point a central maximum will be obtained. And why there will be a central maximum? You can see once again, when this wavefront reaches at the point AB, at the slit AB, every point of the slit will become the source of secondary waves at the same instant, and it will start emitting out the secondary waves of the same phase. Means there will be no initial phase difference from at this point, at the point of start of emission of secondary wave. When these waves reach at the point O, they are reaching after covering equal length of path. Therefore, here they are superposing without any path difference. And when there is no path difference, what will happen? A central maximum, a brighter region will be obtained, which we have named as central maximum. Now, what will be at the other points? Other points means you take one point P, those waves which have diffracted at an angle theta from the original direction. So, see here, like the YDAC experiment, you find out the path difference. So, here this I am rubbing just for giving the clarity in the diagram, this I am rubbing. This. Those which have diffracted at an angle theta from the original direction. This. What will be the path difference? So, see here, you draw the perpendicular. It's clear. BM. Path difference will be equal to BM. And what will be its value? Here, as you know that in Young's double slit experiment, you have seen that this angle theta, so this will also become theta. ये भी क्या हो जाएगा? थीटा हो जाएगा. What is AB? AB equals to D. So, in triangle AMB, path difference will be equal to BM. You can see here we have taken a point M on this, such that M से P तक उतना ही लेंथ है जितना A से P तक है. A से P तक की जितनी डिस्टेंस है उतनी ही डिस्टेंस M से P की है. So what is the path difference between this and this? Means those waves which are emitting from the points which are how much distance apart from each other? D distance apart from each other. पाथ डिफरेंस उन वेव्स के बीच का जिनका सेपरेशन क्या है? D है. कितना है? It is equal to BM. And from here you can see sin theta equals to BM upon AB. Sin theta equals to BM upon AB. It's clear. Now this sin theta BM is how much? Path difference delta x. AB is how much? D. So what will be the path difference delta x? It will be D sin theta. This will be the path difference. Means the waves which are reaching at the point P, the waves which have diffracted at an angle theta, we can say that the angular position of point P is theta. What is the angular position of point P? Angular position of point P is theta. So you can see here those waves which have diffracted at an angle theta from the original direction, which are reaching at the point P. What is the path difference between them? D sin theta. It's clear. Now we will see that when this path difference is even multiple of lambda by 2, when this path difference is even multiple of lambda by 2, D sin theta delta x equals to d sin theta equals to 2m lambda by 2. Then at that point we will get the secondary minima. We will get the secondary minima. Here we have named it as secondary minima. Means what is the condition of secondary minima? Condition of secondary minima. All of you remember one thing, that these mathematical conditions of maxima and minima in interference and diffraction both are opposite. Both are opposite. As we know that when in the interference, when path difference is even multiple of lambda by 2, at those points what happens? A brighter fringe is formed. But here what will happen? When path difference is even multiple of lambda by 2, then we will get a secondary minima. It is clear? Now see here m value, m takes the value from 1, 2, 3 and so on, or you can write 0 also. At 0 there will be the central maxima. It is clear? Now when this path difference is odd multiple of lambda by 2, odd multiple of lambda by 2, this is condition of secondary maxima. Secondary maxima. When path difference is odd multiple, that is 2m plus 1, not 2m minus 1. We will take 2m plus 1 into lambda by 2, where m takes the value from 1, 2 and so on. It's clear? So when the path difference is odd multiple of lambda by 2, then at those points secondary maxima will be found. Now what is the meaning of secondary maxima and secondary minima? As we have seen in the interference pattern, all the bright fringes are having the same intensity, are having the same width as the central bright fringe. इंटरफेरेंस पैटर्न में क्या होता है? YDAC एक्सपेरिमेंट में क्या है? जो सेंट्रल मैक्सिमम की विड्थ है, जो सेंट्रल ब्राइट फ्रिंज की विड्थ है, जो उसकी इंटेंसिटी है, वही सभी ब्राइट फ्रिंजेज की विड्थ है, वही सभी ब्राइट फ्रिंजेज की इंटेंसिटी है. बट इन द सिंगल स्लिट फ्रॉनहोफर डिफ्रैक्शन इट इज नॉट सो. व्हाट इज द हाउ इज द डिफ्रैक्शन पैटर्न ऑफ द सिंगल स्लिट फ्रॉनहोफर डिफ्रैक्शन? We will get a central maximum just in front of the slit. In the either side of that, there will be alternately secondary minima and maxima. It's clear? Alternately secondary minima and secondary maxima. It's clear? Means how is the diffraction pattern of single slit Fraunhofer diffraction? In the single slit Fraunhofer diffraction, we will get a central maximum which is having maximum width as well as maximum brightness situated just in front of the center of the slit. It's clear? In the either side of central maximum, either side means ऊपर भी नीचे भी. It's clear? Because the rays can diffract in this direction also. In the either side of that, there will be secondary minima and secondary maxima which will be alternately situated. And these secondary maxima will not be of same intensity. They will have the decreasing intensity. उनकी intensity क्या होगी? Decrease करेगी. It's clear? Now I will explain these conditions. So you can see here. First we will see from condition of secondary minima. First we will explain the formation of secondary minima. See here. Suppose at the point P, first order secondary minima is forming. First order secondary minima is forming means what will be the condition? Condition will become first order secondary minima d sin theta equals to 1 lambda, that is lambda. Means we can write it as 2 lambda by 2. It's clear? Now see here, already we know that when the sources are situated at d distance apart, जब सोर्सेज के बीच का सेपरेशन d है, पाथ डिफरेंस कितना है? bm के बराबर. bm कितना निकाला था? d sin थीटा. So when separation is d, what is the path difference? d sin theta. Now you can see here, this is the mathematical condition of first order secondary. This we can write theta 1. Here also theta m. And here we can write theta dash m. Delta x equals to d sin theta dash m. Meaning is same, only it is different, denoted by different symbol. Theta dash m. So this is the mathematical condition of first order secondary minima. Here we have assumed that this slit is made up of two equal parts. Slit is made up of two equal parts. One part is this and another part is this. This point you can name as M. One part is AM, another part of the slit is BM. What is the width of AM part? Yes, total width is D. तो आधे पार्ट की width क्या होगी? d by 2. कितनी होगी? d by 2. Now the waves which are, one first part is this is the first part and this is the second part. The waves which are starting from the corresponding points of both the slits. Corresponding point का मतलब क्या है? जिनके बीच का सेपरेशन कितना हो? d by 2. मतलब एक वेव जो A से शुरू हो रही है, फर्स्ट पार्ट के A पॉइंट से शुरू हो रही है, दूसरी वेव जो फर्स्ट पार्ट के पॉइंट M से शुरू हो रही है, इनके बीच का सेपरेशन कितना है? d by 2. So what will be the path difference on reaching there? That will be d sin theta by 2. d sin theta by 2. But from here you know that d sin theta is equal to how much? Lambda. It's clear. So it will be equal to how much? Lambda by 2. Means those waves which are starting from the corresponding points of the slit. Here corresponding points means जिनके बीच की distance कितनी हो? d by 2 हो. They are superposing at P with what path difference? Lambda by 2. और जब path difference lambda by 2 होता है तो कैसे superpose करती हैं? Destructively. And therefore they will destroy to each other and intensity will become 0. There will be no intensity. Now another one wave which is starting from the midpoint of first part and another wave which is starting from midpoint of second part. ये भी क्या हो गई? Corresponding points हो गए. This point and this point is also corresponding. What is the spacing between them? d by 2. What will be the path difference? Lambda by 2. So when d sin theta equals to lambda, first order secondary minima will be formed. Now see here, what is the mathematical condition of second order minima? This I am rubbing here. Second order minima. You can see here, for second order minima it will become d sin theta 2 equals to 2 lambda. d sin theta 2 equals to 2 lambda. 2 lambda means it is 4 lambda by 2. Now we can assume that slit is made up of how many equal parts? 4 parts. One part is this is second part, this is third part and this is fourth part. नाउ वी विल टेक दोज पॉइंट्स जिनके बीच की स्पेसिंग कितनी है, d/4 है. It's clear. Now you can see here, when the separation is d, path difference is bm, means d sin theta, and d sin theta is how much here? 2 lambda. कितना है? 2 lambda. So when the separation will be d/4, path difference will become what? d sin theta upon 4, that is equals to 2 lambda by 4. 2 lambda by 4 means how much? Lambda by 2. It's clear? Path difference will be lambda by 2. So the waves which are coming from the corresponding points of first two part, पहले और दूसरे पार्ट के corresponding point से जो वेव जा रही हैं, corresponding points क्या होंगे? जिनके बीच की स्पेसिंग कितनी हो? d/4. For example, one point is this, another is this. So they will superpose at the point P with what path difference? Lambda by 2. Then the waves which are coming from the corresponding points of third and fourth part, corresponding points of third and fourth part, they are also superposing with what path difference? Lambda by 2. Therefore they will superpose destructively, and when they will superpose destructively, a darker region will be formed which we named as second order secondary minima. It's clear? Now see for maxima, secondary maxima. So you can see here. So all of you remember about the diffraction pattern of single slit. It is consisting a central maximum which is having maximum width and maximum brightness. In the either side of this, there will be alternately darker and brighter regions, darker and brighter intensities, and these are called the secondary minima and secondary maxima. Secondary maxima will have decreasing intensity. Now see here, this now what is the condition of the first order secondary minima? First order secondary minima, d sin theta dash 1. It's clear? D sin theta dash means d sin theta simply. M equals to 1, so 3 lambda by 2. Now you can see here, when for this is the mathematical condition of first order secondary maxima, first order secondary maxima. So here d sin theta equals to 3 lambda by 2. Now we have assumed that slit is made up of how many equal parts? Slit is made up of 3 equal parts. Each is having what width? D by 3. Each is having width d by 3. Now the waves which are coming from the first and second point, from corresponding points of first and second part, waves which are coming from corresponding points of first and second part, what is the separation between corresponding point? D by 3. It's clear? What will be the path difference in between them? It will be, जब d separation है तो path difference d sin theta. When it is d by 3, so it is d sin theta upon 3. What is the value of d sin theta here? 3 lambda by 2. So when you will calculate 1 upon 3 of 3 lambda by 2, that is equals to lambda by 2. It's clear? 3 cancel, it will be lambda by 2. So the waves which are emitting out from the corresponding points of first two parts, means between which separation is d by 3, they are superposing at the point P with what path difference? Lambda by 2. And when they will superpose with the path difference lambda by 2, then what will happen? Maxima will form our minima. They will superpose destructively. They will superpose destructively. मतलब एक दूसरे की इंटेंसिटी को डिस्ट्रॉय कर देंगी. It's clear? Means no light will be produced due to this much part of the slit. But the waves which are going from the third part, जिसकी width कितनी है? d/3 है. Waves which are going from the third part, they are simply producing the illumination. They are not superposing with any other wave. And why? Because there is no fourth part. It's clear? They are not superposing with the any other wave. Therefore, besides the destructive interference, there will be general illumination by 1/3 part of the slit. मतलब पॉइंट P पर क्या होगा? 2/3 पार्ट से जो वेव जा रही हैं वो तो डिस्ट्रक्टिवली सुपरपोज करेंगी. दे विल प्रोड्यूस मिनिमा. बट the waves which are coming from the 1/3 part of the slit, they will produce simply a general illumination. Means besides minima there will be some general illumination, that is called the secondary maxima. उसको क्या कहते हैं? Secondary maxima. Now see here, what is the mathematical condition of second order secondary maxima? It will be equal to m equals to 2, you will substitute 5 lambda by 2. Now we will assume that slit is made up of how many equal parts? Slit is made up of 5 equal parts. Here this I am showing one part, third part, first and second. It's clear? Then this is third and fourth, and this is fifth. So here also the waves which are coming from the corresponding points of first two parts, the waves which are coming from the corresponding points of next two parts, they will superpose destructively. And why? Because now the separation between the corresponding part will be d/5, because we have assumed that slit is made up of how many equal parts? 5. So d/5. So what will be the path difference? It will be d sin theta upon 5, and d sin theta upon 5 means 1/5 of, now d sin theta is 5 lambda, that is lambda by 2. While the waves which are coming from the fifth part, जिसकी width अपनी कितनी है? d/5. Besides the destructive interference, there will be some general illumination by the 1/5 part of the slit. Means that point at which besides destructive interference there is some general illumination by a part of slit, that is called the secondary maxima. अब देख लो, in the first order secondary maxima, how much was the active portion of the slit? d/3. In the first order secondary maxima, मतलब इससे पहले वाले केस में जो एक्टिव पोर्शन ऑफ द स्लिट था, जो यहाँ पर जनरल इल्यूमिनेशन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा था, कितना था? d/3. नाउ इन दिस केस व्हाट इज? d/5. In the next case what will be? When you will substitute 3, it will become 7 lambda by 2. So it will be d/7. Means when the order of secondary maxima is increasing, this is first order secondary maxima, second order secondary maxima, third order secondary maxima, width of the slit which is producing the illumination is decreasing. Therefore, these secondary maxima will be of decreasing intensity. In secondary maxima की intensity decrease क्यों करेगी? Because the active portion of the slit which is producing the general illumination, that decreases in size with increase in order. It's clear? That's why it will be decreased. So once again you can see here only mathematical conditions are very important as well as what will be the pattern. So, in the Fraunhofer single slit diffraction pattern, 3 points you remember, that there will be a central maximum just in front of the slit, whose width as well as brightness will be maximum. In the either side of that there will be secondary minima and secondary maxima. Secondary maxima will have decreasing intensity. And why they will have decreasing intensity? Because as the order of secondary maxima increases, the active portion of the slit which produces the general illumination besides with the destructive interference, that decreases in size. What are the conditions of secondary maxima and secondary minima? Condition of secondary maxima is this. Secondary minima already I have told, d sin theta equals to m lambda. Now, after this, width of the central maximum. What will be the width of central maximum? So, see here this I am rubbing. This is the screen, and at this point central maximum is forming, and central maximum will have maximum width. It will have maximum width. This is theta 1, first order secondary minima. Here theta 1 first order secondary minima. It's clear? Means this, if you take that theta 1, so it will be minus theta 1. What is the width of central maximum? This is the width of central maximum. It's clear? Means width of central maximum is twice the angular position of the first order secondary minima. It will be equal to 2 theta 1. It will be equal to 2 theta 1. And here in our course there is only angular width. Angular width. It's clear? So, what is the angular width of central maximum? It is twice the 2 times of the angular position of first order secondary minima, that is 2 theta 1. It will be equal to 2 theta 1. This. It is clear? This point is clear? So, tomorrow we will do the numericals over this. This is the theory part. Only one point is left, intensity distribution of Fraunhofer single slit diffraction. So, that I will explain in the next class.